Oskaloosa Indians basketball action is on the air.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Clow Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Broxford's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug. And now, live Oskaloosa basketball action
on the No Coast Network.
And welcome in. You are looking live at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium for a first in the year 2018. Oskaloosa basketball here against Norwalk on the No Coast Network. We appreciate you for joining us. My name is Emery Songer. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Doug DeCock. And this, it's safe to say, this gymnasium, Doug, is the high school basketball capital of the state of Iowa tonight. We're having college coaches. We have statewide media here as the Norwalk and Oskaloosa boys basketball team, a combined 17-0 between the two teams, going to duke it out, and somebody is going to come away with their first loss of the season. It should be a dandy of a game, and we expect a full gym here tonight.
Absolutely, Emery, and Happy New Year to you and to all our listeners out there and viewers. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting night here in Oskaloosa. The Norwalk Warriors come in some rankings ranked number 1. Oskaloosa comes in some rankings number 4. So we're looking for a heck of a game tonight. Oskaloosa has played well against Norwalk previously. They hope to continue that trend tonight.
Norwalk is undefeated at 8-0. Oskaloosa is unbeaten 9-0, the best start in school history. The girls' side, both teams have struggled so far this year. Oskaloosa has not won a game, winless at 0-8. For Norwalk, it hasn't been an easy go of it either, as they're 3-6, and all 3 of their wins have come in the non-conference. So they're looking for their first conference win. So the exact opposite. Somebody's getting their first conference win tonight in the girls' game, but 2 young teams, especially Oskaloosa, with no seniors being played. There will be a couple of seniors for Norwalk in the starting lineup who are good athletes that we've seen, but we'll see what the break has done for the Oskaloosa girls in their confidence.
Yeah, and like you said, 2 0-4 teams in the conference here, and if Oskaloosa is going to get one, this is a good shot tonight. Marley Denberger has a fairly significant size, should have a size advantage and be able to work a little bit inside. She's not going up against anybody over 6 foot tall, so she should be able to do some work. Oskaloosa needs to get off to a good start. Maybe their confidence will build. If Norwalk comes out and puts them behind the 8 ball early, it could be another long night for the Oskaloosa girls. But if they can hang in there in the first quarter, we could see a good ball game.
That's what we're going to be hoping for on the girls' side, a good ball game. We expect a very good one on the boys' side as well. It is Norwalk against Oskaloosa here in Oskaloosa, our first broadcast of the 2018 calendar year. We'll take a break, come back with more previews on the pregame show right after this on the No Coast Network.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture and find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mirachito or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
It is a festive atmosphere for what should be a fantastic little Hawkeye Conference doubleheader here in Oskaloosa tonight. I'll be referencing it throughout this entire broadcast, Doug. The high school basketball capital of the state of Iowa for this night, maybe this night only, but for at least right now, Oskaloosa is that. We have college coaches going to be taking some part in scouting some of these players that both of these teams are going to have. Luke Vasky, one of the best players, I would guess, in the state of Iowa in the backcourt position. He is yet, as a senior, to commit to a school. So he is a free agent. Somebody is going to grab him at the last minute, and he is going to sign with them and play some college basketball. So there are plenty of scouts from several different colleges that will be here to watch that one. Obviously, Oskaloosa's got some highly touted players in Xavier Foster, along with Cole Henry and Jared Cruz. But overall, before we can get into the main event of the evening, we do have what we have with this doubleheader, the girls' game to lead off. And we talked about the first thing is that Oskaloosa needs to start well. They want to get some momentum early, but at the same time, this Norwalk team has been one they have been able to beat historically on a pretty year-to-year basis. I'm not saying that every year's the same, but even when Oskaloosa the last several years has had small records, small win percentages, with only 2, 3, 4 wins, one of those wins has typically come against this Norwalk Warrior team. And looking at the statistics, this year may not be much different because Norwalk does struggle to score the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right, Emery. And I remember we even up there at Norwalk played them a really close game and lost a close one at the end. But this is Oskaloosa's chance, I think, tonight. Like you said, they got to get off to a good start. Look for Norwalk to come out and pressure, full court press Oskaloosa. Let's see if they can handle the pressure and limit the turnovers tonight.
If there was one key besides turnovers, though, for Oskaloosa, especially with the ball in their hands, what do you think that is?
I think it's to get the ball through Marley Denberger, whether she's going to shoot it or whether she's going to pass it. But I think she's got to get a touch when you come down on the offensive end if you're going to get into a half-court offense.
Oskaloosa girls 0-8 this season, looking for their first win of the year. 0-4 in the Little Hawkeye as well. Norwalk also 0-4 in the Little Hawkeye, but they have gotten 3 non-conference wins, most recently on the 12th of December against Perry on the road, a 46-36 victory. That was their first win since the first 2 games of the season against ADM and Ballard, so that's what they're going to be looking for here tonight, and we'll hope to see the Indians compete well against this Norwalk team in conference play. We'll take one more break, come back with the opening tap, starting lineups, girls basketball on deck right here on the No Coast Network.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision. and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
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 Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Oskaloosa and Norwalk girls basketball about to begin. 30 seconds from the beginning, and we are going to, of course, not only see the teams come out with their starting lineups, but the national anthem as well. Student section in full effect with the white out. They have several themes. Some of my favorites include Country Night that we saw against Eddie Blakesburg Fremont. We've also seen Blackout Night. They did pajamas. They did Christmas outfits.
Hawaii night.
Hawaii. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. They even do stuff on the road. So a very active student section. Norwalk's got quite a bit of students already here, but I'm sure that section will be growing. You know, I don't know Norwalk to travel super well. I know them to not have a media outlet that covers them on a game-to-game basis because of their suburban location. But with all of that being said, this is a very good school in terms of athletics. There's not a lot they struggle with. We talked about their junior varsity baseball team, made us very scared about the baseball team as well. But we'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and take a listen into our national anthem. Star Spangled Banner always gets you in the mood for a big game, but we feel like, even a few years ago, Oskaloosa was not in a really good spot with overall athletics, but we're in a very good spot now. I mean, you're going to throw the band, the dance team, the color guard in there as well as just competing at a state level. But Norwalk's been there too. They have done very well in softball. Their baseball team's on the up and up. Basketball, of course, has been a tough out in recent years, including this year, maybe more than ever. Football teams made it to a state championship game in the last couple of years. Norwalk's been pretty all right in terms of overall sports categories as well.
Well, Norwalk is, and with their location there close to Des Moines, they probably don't get the coverage they should, but they are certainly in 3A one of the better schools in all of Class 3A.
Quickly, the Norwalk starters tonight that we just saw introduced: senior Shay Campbell, Hannah Elgis, a junior, Gianna Belizzi, a junior as well, Tori LaQuat, a senior, and then Courtney Westfald, a senior as well. For Oskaloosa, getting introduced, Kaylee Johnson was the first. She is going to be joined in the starting lineup by Mary Nelson, Lindsay Holmberg, Emma Kelderman, and then Marley Denberger, the junior. No seniors typically get some playing time for Oskaloosa, and that is going to continue to be the case, at least with the starting lineup tonight. Do have a couple of seniors that are listed among their players, but what's interesting with tonight's action is normally number 12 is Dory Vandenberg, at least on the roster, but we saw Kaylee Johnson, who's normally number 22, come out with that number 12 on her shirt. So if you're used to seeing Johnson in number 22, she is actually wearing number 12 this evening, and we will see what Norwalk's able to do, because they have struggled in girls basketball for a little while as well. They do average 37 points per game, have had a couple of games in which they were able to get close to 50 or over 50 so far this season, so they have been able to do that. But outside of Shay Campbell, who's just a really good all-around talent, and then Bryn Moritz, who we'll see coming off the bench, other than that, they really struggle to score the basketball.
Well, and they got some youngsters in there in the starting lineup. They have a freshman, so they're going to have to find ways to score tonight. This could hopefully will be a competitive ball game.
Yeah, and Miranda Hughes has not been available for a lot of their season so far. She struggled, but we'll see. I don't believe she's available tonight either, but we'll have to check as Oskaloosa wins the tip. They have the basketball. Here's Johnson outside, left wing. She gets it over to Nelson, down low to Denberger. Denberger faces up, a couple of power dribbles into the paint. Tough shot, looking for contact, but gets the bank shot to go anyways, well, and Oski on the board first.
There's exactly what I was talking about in the pregame. I think every possession needs to at least go through Marley Denberger's hands.
Outside the arc, here are the Warriors, and Belizzi wants to drive, kicks it back outside to LaQuat. Nice little bounce pass, finds an open shot on the baseline for Elgis, but she misses. Rebound to Denberger, and Oskaloosa comes the other way. No press for Norwalk yet, at least.
Good on-ball defense there by Emma Kelderman.
Here's Holmberg, she'll drive. Again, it goes high off glass, cannot get that one to fall. Westfold comes up with a rebound, and here come the Warriors. Campbell is a pesky player, and we'll see how she affects this game as they shoot at our left basket in their purple uniforms. There was a little reach by Denberger. Well, almost got away with it. It was a little bit of a late whistle, and that's the first foul for Oskaloosa as well.
She closed out straight up. I'm not sure why she was that far off of her at the free throw line anyway, and then she picks up a little ticky-tack foul in there. They need Denberger.
Backdoor cut, and there's going to be a foul on Johnson. It was a good play design out of the inbounds, and Elgis made the catch, drew the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line as that foul was on Johnson, number 1 for her.
Oskaloosa got caught on the inbounds pass following the cutters. A lot of times you tell people switch on that, on inbounds plays underneath the basket and don't follow people.
Elgis, just 5 points all season long, so she is a new insert into the starting lineup, and that is just her 3rd free throw. She's now 1 for 3 at the line. The next one on the way. And that one off to the right with the rebound, bounced long enough to where it was LaQuat who was able to make the play and get it back to the outside.
Well, early indications are Oskaloosa should stay in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, we say that, but we'll have to we'll have to see. The Indians will have to find a way to execute, as there's another miss, this one from LaQuat, and another rebound for Denberger, who's been very active on the interior on both sides so far in this game. 6:40 to go first quarter. It's 2-0 Oskaloosa the lead, and they have the basketball. Kelderman gets it to Denberger. She looks, finds an open Nelson. She's a three-point threat and hits.
Nice job. There's Denberger with the pass. Good cut through by Holmberg, which opened up the open three-pointer for Mary Nelson.
There's Campbell, her first real drive, lost the handle. It goes out of bounds. It was Denberger who knocked it away. She'll get credit for the block.
Well, Oskaloosa's guards have got to do a better job of stopping ball penetration. Otherwise, Marley's going to pick up a second foul here early in the first quarter.
Campbell, a catch-and-shoot three from the left wing on the inbound. Nothing but the bottom of the net. She has that in her arsenal. She has been a legitimate player for this Norwalk school for the last few years, and she continues to do so here as that's the first points of the game for Norwalk. It's 5-3 Indians. So Nelson alone in the right corner does not shoot it.
Norwalk with the little token man-to-man full court press. Not much pressure, though.
And there's a bad pass from Johnson. This is going to be stolen away. Westfold goes the distance, pulls up, and makes a little jumper just before she gets to the rim. Westfold goes all the way on the steal. Here's Kelderman. She is fouled on a reach-in by LaQuat. That'll be her first, team's first.
Well, on that last steal, the pass was going into Marley, but Marley needs to get a little bit wider base and make it so it's not so easy for the defender to get around her to make the steal on some of those plays.
Johnson inbounds it. Holmberg.
She might have got by with an over and back.
Yeah,
there.
The over and back rule I thought would have been in effect there, but it was not. Here is Denberger. Goes into the body, fades away, a little bit short on the shot. Campbell the rebound, and she's dangerous with the basketball. Throws it all the way, can't handle the pass to LaQuat. It wasn't a terrible pass in terms of accuracy, but one you probably wouldn't like to make in the fast break if you're Coach Jill Martin.
Yeah, so we're at 5:24. I don't have Oskaloosa for any turnovers.
Just one.
Well, they got
one pass.
Oh, yeah, the one pass for the layup. So
here's Denberger. She'll bring it up. Stops, looking around, drops it underneath. Here's Holmberg. There's a foul. She's been very active cutting through the Oskaloosa offense almost every trip down the floor so far.
Well, and that's good. That's what you should be doing. One thing that Lindsay does do is she cuts through. She did that first time, opened up Mary for a nice three-pointer. So she's been active cutting on the offensive end.
Free throw shooting has been a struggle for her in her career thus far, and she misses the front end here. She comes in on the season at just 15% from the line now, 2 for 14, averaging just 3.5 points per game, but a player that you just need on the floor if you're Oskaloosa because she does do a lot of things well. Misses both. Kelderman will get called for the over-the-back foul, trying to get the rebound. By the way, that foul on Norwalk, their second team foul was on Belizzi. So Oski empty at the foul line there. It's 5:16 to go in the first quarter, 5 apiece, and Campbell will walk it up. Especially with a player like Hughes not in the game, Campbell's going to have to be out there for a long time tonight if Norwalk wants to pick up a win. Here's Belizzi, drops it down low. Elchis drives in, got too far underneath the rim, gets her own offensive rebound, however. Kicks it out. Long jumper, air ball, and Denberger will wisely watch it bounce out of bounds. Kenzie Cook, the lone senior dressed tonight, will enter the game, and she'll replace Kaylee Johnson. 4:57 for the team rebound goes toward Oskaloosa. Denberger looking to inbound.
Good job on a release there by Kelderman.
And then she's going to get called for palming the basketball as she tried to dribble up the floor. But you can see that press break's different with the two players that are way back to start the press, hustling back and running back to the basketball to try to help out.
Yes, and that's something they struggled with. They recognized it quicker that their guards weren't going to get open, and they were trying to get open.
Cook nearly had a steal, but will get called for a foul as on a back cut, Elchis. For Cook, that's her first.
We're racking up some fouls here. I would like to mention this does look like a new crew, and they look like they call it pretty tight.
Here's Westfold, gets the inbound. Denberger closes out on her. She has nowhere to go. Kicks it back out to Belizzi. She'll work on Kelderman, drive into the lane. A little 10-footer is good.
Cut to the ball.
Cook gets the inbound back to Denberger. You're right. This is not a real high-pressure press. Nelson again finds herself open for three and hits.
Nice shot, Mary. Nelson now with 6 with 2 3-pointers here in the first quarter.
She had 5 against Centerville. Really, look at Campbell all the way, misses the little scoop shot, and Cook comes away with the rebound. She'll hustle ahead. Campbell behind her. She does that more than anybody I've seen at the girls' level. I've seen her about 20 times, no joke, over the last 3 years, make a steal like that against Oskaloosa. As Westfold misses the shot, gets the rebound, and Denberger forces the jump ball. It'll stay down here with the Warriors. But Campbell does that more than any other player. Jenna Borchers is a close second for Dallas Center Grimes. Just sneaks behind people and just pokes that ball out.
Yeah, and your teammates need to let you know, behind or something. that somebody's coming, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's an easy lay-in off
Totally,
the inbound.
I don't know if we didn't know who we were guarding or what there.
And that's the tall freshman, Bryn Moritz, who has a bright future for Norwalk. There's a traveling violation on Cook. Cook doesn't get a lot of playing time, but Coach J.C. White wants to make sure that you earn your minutes, and Cook apparently has been working hard in practice, got a little bit of a run, but now Johnson back in for her. That is now the fourth Oskaloosa turnover, 9-8 rather. Norwalk with a 1-point advantage here, just past the halfway point of this first quarter. Moritz down low, working on Denberger, goes up, left-handed hook is good. That's going to be a dangerous shot in the future if she's able to develop on that.
Yeah, 6-foot freshman. Her brother was a pretty good ball player too here for Norwalk.
Denberger, mid-ranger, no good. The long rebound bounces out, and Campbell, her pesky self, going all the way, racing Kelderman, and gets the lay-in to go.
Yeah, and you got good timeout there by Coach J.C. White for Oskaloosa.
Yeah, as Norwalk has rattled off several points in a row here, 6 in fact in a row, and the 30-second timeout will keep it here. 13-8, Norwalk the lead, but the difference between Oskaloosa and Norwalk right now is Shea Campbell. Senior leader, has been a 3-year player, 3-year starter for this team. We see her ability to get them in their offense, a good ball handler, good defender. She is a player that can keep you responsible in your defense, and Oskaloosa just trying to develop a player like that, because although Holmberg and Denberger have been a part of the varsity team for the last couple of years, there's not really that legitimate leader that has a ton of varsity minutes under their belt like Shea Campbell does, and even a Westfold.
And you mentioned it, ball handling. I mean, having somebody that can just dribble the ball and penetrate. They're getting a lot of dribble drive penetration against our defense too.
Here's out of the timeout. Oskaloosa Drost over to Nelson on the right wing. Nelson's already buried a couple of threes. Kelderman gets it over to Holmberg, steps into a 10-footer, just a little long. Johnson, good hustle on the offensive board, forces it out of bounds, and it'll stay down here with the Indians.
You know, that offensive set right there, good ball movement. They were moving. It's one of the best offensive sets I've seen them run this year.
There's Miranda Hughes in for the first time tonight, so she is available. Did not see her in the warm-ups, but she is here. Inbound comes to Nelson. A lot of contact, no foul called, and Moritz, as long as she's out there with Denberger on the bench, she could get her bevy of rebounds. Good pass from Hughes, but Westfold can't handle it, and it'll turn out to be a steal for Oskaloosa's Kaylee Johnson, but then she throws it away, and it's going to be a quick steal and layup for the senior Miranda Hughes. You want to talk about having a lot of varsity basketball experience. She was a starter and a major player when she was a sophomore, but injuries have gotten the best of her so far this season. All these girls, I think, would identify, much like Oskaloosa, more of them are softball players than are not for their basketball program. As Denberger and Cook comes back into the game for the Indians. 15-8 after the Hughes steal and lay-in. Into the game for the first time for the Warriors is Haley Morosky. She's a senior as well. So plenty of senior leadership here for Norwalk. Even though the wins haven't been there, just having experience on the floor is important. Holmberg, a nice catch on the bounce pass to inbound. She gets around a couple of defenders but can't finish. Nelson on the backside able to get the rebound and is fouled. And Oskaloosa really working hard on the offensive glass in the early going.
Yeah, they've been able to get a couple 50-50 balls. They got getting some rebounds. So the effort looks pretty good on the offensive end.
First free throw for Nelson is good. A sophomore who really didn't get much run last season for head coach Steve Kaizen, who's now the 8th grade basketball coach in the girls' side, as Nelson makes the second. It's good to have a shot maker, and she has proven that for the most part she is when she gets an open shot.
She's got nice form, good release, good backspin on the ball, and I think she's only going to get better as a shooter.
She's already got 8 points, which is a big improvement on the season. She comes in averaging 7 a game, so she's already surpassed that in the first 6 minutes here. Just under 2 minutes to play. Here's a little turnaround from Morosky, no good. And it is Drost who comes away with the rebound for Oskaloosa.
And if your head's not on a swivel with Campbell anywhere on that side of the court, you better be careful, because she is looking to pick it all the time.
Denberger, a little scoop pass. Drost can't handle it, gets on the floor for it. Somehow gets it to Holmberg, who is fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2 more, as I believe Belizzi got called for this particular contact.
Yeah, Oskaloosa got a break there. That looked like all ball on the block, but referees call a foul, and they have called a lot of fouls.
That is the second foul on Belizzi already in this game. We got a couple of subs coming in as Holmberg again misses the free throw. Shooting just not really something that she has been able to develop. Although she works about as hard as anybody in an Oskaloosa uniform, she gets on the floor. She's a hustler. She'll play tough defense, has worked on her ball handling. The shooting has not quite come along yet. As the end of the game, Elchis comes back in for Norwalk as the second free throw is missed. Rebound, Moritz.
She did have good form on that. I was watching her follow through and her elbow placement, so that shot did look, free throw looked better.
Moritz misses the lay-in. Quickly, Kenzie Cook gets it to Holmberg. She's going to go all the way and draw another foul. And she's just going to keep getting herself to the line until she starts being able to pay these off. But it was a good lead pass by Cook off the rebound to get her on the run.
Yeah, once again, good hustle and a good outlet pass. Holmberg breaking down the court there and was able to get fouled again, so she'll go to the line. She's going to knock down some free throws here.
Elgis called for her first. Team's 5th foul already. 4 team fouls on Oskaloosa. And right on cue, my partner Doug DeCock with the reverse psychology. He does call it correctly.
Here, I watched her form the last. She's got pretty decent. Her form's getting better.
Her second foul shot on the way. Good again. Doug.
Yeah, called that one, didn't I?
Psychic Doug up here in the booth. 1:23 and counting to go first quarter. Oski within 3. It's 15-12. Here's Elgis, guarded by Nelson out on the right wing. Gets it to Moritz, who drops it underneath Morosky. She's double-teamed. Back out. Moritz wants a 15-footer. That one was short, but the long rebound comes right back to her, able to secure it, and they're going to go back inside. Morosky does get it over Kelderman this time with the size advantage for 2.
Well, that's too bad because our 2 low girls down by the low post did a good job blocking out, and then the rebound ends up going to somebody standing by the elbow because we didn't go for it. But a good job by 2 of our players blocking out.
Here's Kelderman. She'll give it to Holmberg, and she's going to get called for a little bit of a travel. It did kind of take a while as she gathered the basketball. Her pivot foot lifted off of the ground as she was making the pass. That is a 5th Oskaloosa turnover by my count. And with 44 seconds left, we'll see how Coach Jill Martin gives the 1 sign to Jaden Lammers, who's in the game for Campbell. Running the point, just a freshman at 5'3", not very tall, but they obviously trust her as a ball handler. Hughes down to Morosky, and her pass, and a bunch of players. They eventually kick it out, and this is going to be a shot with 30 seconds on the clock. The ball pinballing around Morosky, the rebound, knocked away, out of bounds. It'll stay down here. Pretty rough shot possession for Norwalk, but they still have possession, which is all you can ask for after that debacle. Here comes Dross into the game. She is going to replace Kelderman, who reached down and picked something up. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe
looks like she lost a
contact. Yep. Either way, here is Moritz down low. They got Hughes with a huge size advantage, and Cook did all she could just to not allow an easy bucket. Commits a foul.
Yeah, they need to change up. Dross needs to be guarding Moritz there. And
Hughes is a 6-foot senior. She was tall at the guard position when she was playing guard a couple of years ago. Her first free throw rattles home. She's one of those girls you just have to ask what happened in basketball. I mean, she's really blossomed as a great softball player, but...
Well, that you might have just answered it right there.
Yeah, maybe. She does make both free throws here. There was so much promise, though, when I saw her as a sophomore. This girl is going to be amazing at basketball, and just never quite happened that way, but she is a fantastic athlete and a softball player first and foremost. As Holmberg airballs the shot. Moritz the rebound. 6 seconds. Here's Hughes. She's going to drive all the way down the floor. Left-handed layup is good and just goes right through Oskaloosa to end the quarter, and Norwalk ends up with a 21-point quarter. That's over half of their average per game on the season. Oskaloosa down by 9 at the quarter break. We'll take a short break and be back with the second after this on the No Coast Network.
Holding, number 79, defense, first down. I'm also holding a party tonight.
Great call by the official. Looks like we've got another flag on the field.
Holding, a Pepsi. Necessary refreshment.
Hey, Ted, bring some of that Pepsi to my party.
Pepsi and the NFL. Welcome to the Fun Doesn't End Zone.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Oskaloosa trailing Norwalk 21-12 after 1 quarter of play. For the Indians, they have the basketball shooting at a right hoop with Holmberg, Cook, Dinberger, Drost, and Nelson out on the floor. Nelson 8 first quarter points. That is one of the better efforts we've seen in a quarter for any particular Indian all year. Here's Holmberg, gets it over to Drost. Back to Holmberg outside the left wing. And another late whistle, but probably the correct one as she kind of bounced up and down before she went on the drive. Even though she hit the elbow jumper, it'll be a turnover on the traveling violation on Holmberg. And Westfold comes into the game for Norwalk. She will be joined by Shea Campbell, who's teaming up in the backcourt with the freshman Jaden Lambers. They also have Miranda Hughes out there and Bryn Moritz. This might be the best fivesome that you could put out there for Norwalk, even though a couple of these players, 3 of these players are coming off the bench. Here's Lambers. What a pick and roll with Moritz.
Nice play. They ran Campbell down through the lane and cleared it out for a little pick and roll there.
That's exactly what you want to see. And then Campbell doing what she does, reads the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. What a fantastic pick and roll, though, with the freshman Lammers. And you can see her passing ability on display here, even with just being listed at 5'3" tall. Here's an inbound pass. Campbell again. And this one, she will get credit for a steal. And I believe Holmberg will get called for a foul trying to maintain possession.
Yeah, with Campbell anywhere around, you've got to have crisp passes and you got to catch through the ball. You can't wait for the ball to get to you.
16 foul on Oskaloosa, just the first on Holmberg, so the next one will include free throws. It's 23-12. Norwalk has opened up an 11-point lead, but they're looking as though they do have some promise on this team with a couple of freshmen. Lammers and Moritz again with the pick and roll. This one not as perfect, but Hughes thought about a 3. Instead, drives, little floater, no good, but Oskaloosa has nobody in the paint. An easy rebound and putback for Moritz, who has 8 off the bench early, along with 5 boards.
We had 2 players on the floor, and Norwalk
didn't quite
had
see what
3
happened.
Players all the way around the basket.
Didn't quite see what happened with the players falling down in the paint. As here's Cook. She'll just decide to take an 18-foot jump shot. That's no good. Drost fighting for the rebound with Campbell, and it'll be out off of Drost's fingers to Norwalk. Here comes Kaylee Johnson along with Kelderman, and they'll get Drost and Holmberg. 6:40 to go here in this second quarter, 25-12. But if Oskaloosa had a player like Shea Campbell, who has been a premier ball handler for a team like this, and I mean, you could even say that about Hughes, who's been pretty limited so far this season, but just having players who have been legitimate, as Hughes fires a 3, just long, rebound knocked close out of bounds, but Campbell saves it, and then a little bounce pass into the paint to Westfold. They'll kick it back out. Hughes will get called for Westfold a 3-second violation, and that'll give it back to Oskaloosa. But if Oski had a couple players who were used to having the ball in their hands, were used to taking shots, were used to passing the ball, working against presses, we could be seeing a very different team. It's just the youth that Oskaloosa has. Norwalk's young too, but they do have that experience at the varsity level. Here's a bad pass from Johnson. Cook somehow finds a way to corral it, saves it. Johnson tracks it down, but her pass, guess who? Campbell is in the middle of it, knocks it away, but maybe just got called for a foul.
Well, Kaylee needs to shoot that ball. I think she just overpassed it.
That was a good hustle by Cook. I thought there was no chance she was going to be able to track that one down in the front court, but was able to save it and allow her team to come back and get it as Drost exits Dinberger back in.
If you're listening in Oskaloosa, it is filling up here, so there's still plenty of room, but
maybe
you might
not for
want to
long.
Start making your way towards the gymnasium.
Kelderman goes baseline, gets it to Nelson. Thought about 3. Look at Hughes close out on that. You're not going to be able to shoot over the 6-foot frame that she has, and then just a minimal foot maneuver. We couldn't see it up here, but that official was apparently right on it. We saw Eddie. Were you here for the Eddyville Blacksburg Fremont in Oskaloosa? I mean, it was the amount of travels we saw in that game called were obscene.
Yeah, a lot of officials don't catch that little step with your actual pivot foot. It's just a slight step, but it is a travel.
Here's Campbell. Look at that pass over 3 Oskaloosa players. A good catch by Westfold, but Oskaloosa closes out nicely on her, and they have to kick it back out in Lammers before she can do anything with it. A 30-second timeout called by Jill Martin. 25-12 rather. It is Norwalk leading Oskaloosa. Our scoreboard has frozen on our live stream, so we apologize for that. There's actually 5 minutes and 12 seconds left here in this quarter with a 25-12 lead for Norwalk, but you talk about senior leaders, Shea Campbell, Miranda Hughes, Tori LaQuat, you have Courtney Westfold and then Haley Morosky. All of them we've seen on the floor already, Doug. And all of them have some good basketball experience, especially Campbell, Hughes, and Westfold.
Yeah, but like you said about Hughes, it's like they have not developed. They got a lot of seniors, but their improvement has not been what you would like to see from players that have been playing for 2 and 3 years at the varsity level.
Campbell does average 12 a game, but I would have guessed she would have averaged more from what we saw when she was just a sophomore.
Yeah.
She'll drive. And then on the floor, trying to corral the loose ball. Norwalk eventually does. Denberger rejects Campbell and then rejects Moritz. 2 outstanding blocks from Marley Denberger defensively.
Well, good job there by Denberger, but Campbell once again hustling. Norwalk's now getting the 50-50 balls and getting the rebounds. And Oskaloosa, they just about got burnt again.
Cook able to intercept the pass, but stepped out of bounds when she did so. It'll stay with Norwalk, but good read defensively on that play from the Indians.
We have trouble communicating on screens when to switch, when to go back to the.
That's a good pass from LaQuat as Westfold on the inbound was able to seal off Cook, has a big size advantage, able to draw a foul, and she'll go to the free throw line.
And that's been there. Kinsey's been stuck on somebody bigger all night tonight.
And that's already her third foul. Off the bench, her third foul, but we'll see what Coach J.C. White elects to do. As the first free throw from Westfold is good. She comes in averaging just 3 points a game, 54% from the line this season. And again, a player that you would just think would have, 8 points plus per game from what we've seen in previous years, but it just hasn't happened for this Norwalk team. As the inbound from Denberger to Nelson, much like we saw Alexis Westerkamp do. The big on the floor, dribbling it up for Oskaloosa and Denberger.
And this is not what you want if you're Oskaloosa, and Norwalk bails them out with a foul. Number 32 there.
I'm about to die over here, Doug.
Bryn Moritz with the foul out high on Denberger. So Denberger will go to the line shooting 1-1 here.
Cook and Johnson out. Holmberg and Jillian Jennings for the first time in. Jennings, again, a heavy workload in that JV game, is nothing but net for Denberger on the shot. His first Oskaloosa points in a while. It's 27-13. Indians
4 minutes
trailing
into the first quarter, this game was competitive.
Very competitive.
And then all of a sudden the wheels just fall off, and it's hustle plays.
It could really very well get more competitive. You just got to get some stops on this end and not turn it over on the other end. Here's LaQuat. Jennings on her. Jennings just a freshman. A pass Mortz finds Westfold, who just can't handle the pass. And Oskaloosa's active defense on Moritz allowed a pass that wasn't necessarily ideal for Westfold to handle.
She was wide open, though, underneath. I'm not sure why they're getting so wide open underneath the basket. I just think it's a communication thing on screens. And here we go. We got Denberger dribbling the ball down again.
Moritz pokes it away.
But where's Campbell at?
She's coming.
Okay.
Nelson had it. And then this time it's a jump ball to Norwalk, as it was LaQuat who went on the floor to try to get it.
I'm not sure what we're doing here. We've got to have, well, it looks like we got to have a ball handler. Well, Holmberg's out there. This is not an ideal situation with Marley Denberger dribbling the ball up.
Campbell by the volleyball line, straight up, working on Kelderman, passes it to the right wing. Here's Lammers to the high post. Moritz does find Westfold this time, but she leaves her shot short, gets the rebound, and puts it back up and in. Denberger will be dribbling it up.
That is what their plan is, though.
She's going to get by Moritz this time, goes all the way, and she'll get called for a charge as the ball rimmed in and out. Good defensive positioning down low. I believe that was Lammers. He was just kind of waiting on her to get there, and the freshman took the contact, drew the second foul on Denberger, and got the ball back in favor of the Warriors.
And Marley actually beat her gal off the dribble, but a good help defense there by Norwalk picking up the charge.
LaQuat, Jennings all over her outside the left wing. They find Moritz again at the top of the key. Get it over to Campbell. She's got a quick trigger right wing, no good. And over the top, a rebound for Moritz. Her seventh off the bench. Go right back to her underneath. Left hand hook is good. Denberger picks up the foul. She'll go to the line for the and one.
It's just too easy for them. Marley does not deny the ball at all. And they're able to get the ball in and out there. And eventually it's going to get you. And she was able to rebound it over Marley and then put it back in.
She's got a bright future. I've seen enough from this 6-foot freshman to understand that she's going to be a pain in the butt for everybody that she sees for the next 4 years.
Well, and I would think with her height that basketball would be something she's going to work on.
Well, she's got 11 already off the bench along with 7 rebounds. What an impressive showing she's had in the first little bit here. Nice dribble move by Nelson to lose LaQuat. And then makes a bad pass, and who else but Campbell knocks it away. Other way, here's Hughes, who's back in the game. She's a little stutter step around Kelderman. That's what I saw 2 years ago from her and made me think that she was going to be the real deal as White calls timeout for Oskaloosa. Full timeout. We'll take a short break, be back with more. Norwalk looking strong, leading by 20, 34-14, 3.5 to go in the second on the No Coast Network.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Providing high-quality professional
34-14 Norwalk with a 20-point advantage. It's Oski basketball underneath the hoop. Out of the timeout, Kelderman finds Holmberg. They also have Jennings, Nelson, and Drost out there. It is Nelson and the pesky Shea Campbell all over. Double teamed. They do get it into the front court with Holmberg, who works on LaQuat. Gets it over to Drost. Well, outside the arc on the right side. Here's Jennings, and she travels as well. It's a mix-up of which one your pivot foot is for her. And the freshman hopefully will be able to address those needs in the future. She's guarding Moritz, who's been on a tear in this first half. Nice screen. Oski switches, but underneath it is an air ball coming from Hughes. Holmberg the rebound, quickly ahead to Nelson, who gets it knocked away from behind by Shea Campbell, who passes it ahead to Hughes. Hughes one-on-one with Holmberg. Tough angled shot is good. She's got 10 in the first half.
Yeah, Campbell's just way too quick for anybody out there right now.
And she's going to reach behind Kelderman as she lost the handle. Jump ball gives it back to Oskaloosa, but I told you, Doug, I've seen nobody better than Shea Campbell, who just kind of sneaks behind you when you're not expecting it and get her hand on the orange and knocks it away.
Yep, she's quick. She hustles. You know, I noticed that a year or two ago about her, and I've always liked watching her play because of her hustle.
Can we get a backcourt of her and Borchers, please? From DCG.
Yeah, they'd be pesky. That'd be a rat pack.
That would be, like, you would not want to play them at any point. 36-14, Norwalk the lead. You just love players like that who just, they love to play defense. Kelderman.
Kaylee Johnson needs to look at the basket when the ball comes to her.
They're going to call a jump ball as Shea Campbell forces one with Holmberg. She just gets her hands in there. I mean, she's not afraid to get called for a foul, but when she gets a piece of that orange, it's like she's not going to let it go. Reaches over there and grabs it. Cook back in for Oskaloosa. She'll replace Holmberg. 36-14.
And what I mean by that is that when you catch the ball, you have to be a threat. And they say a three-point position, which is pass, dribble, or shoot. And when you just pass the ball, your defender doesn't have to respect the other two things.
Hughes drives, pulls up from 8, short, gets her own rebound, and misses again. It's Moritz underneath. Misses, gets it back, goes back up, and they're going to call a foul, even though if this is on Kelderman, that's a rough call because she got nothing but ball there. It's not, though. It was on Nelson, her first, and it'll be 2 free throws coming up. But 2 rebounds for Moritz and a rebound from Hughes on that possession. You could consider these free throws 4th chance opportunity, but the freshman misses the first free throw. She's got 11 and 9, Doug, in the first half, off the bench. Cook exits back in his Holmberg. Coach White, I think, just wanted to say something to her. Second one up. This one is buried from Moritz. 12 for her. Hughes has 10. Hughes on the season averaging just 6.5 a game, but has played limited minutes so far this season. I'm sure that is injury related. Johnson, bounce pass to Drost, who couldn't quite handle it, and it's knocked out of bounds to Norwalk. I have 13 turnovers for Oskaloosa, which
that's not bad.
Which isn't bad overall. They just haven't made a lot of shots, and then Norwalk's getting whatever they want on the offensive end. 37-14. It's about a minute 40 left here in this first half. Hughes in the right corner, faces up, finds a wide open Moritz. Oski closes out nicely, though. Bad pass from Moritz to Hughes, but she eventually gets it. Skip pass, and Elchis is going to get called for a travel.
Well, and I think we had Emma in the center of the back line on that 2-3 zone, and I don't think she's used to playing there and didn't realize that she was the one that needs to guard the post.
Well, she did a good job of recovering.
She's a hustler, yes.
Nice crossover here on Hughes, and she'll get into the front court. That is not an easy matchup for a player who hasn't played basketball for a couple of years with the 6-foot Hughes all over her. Drost, tough shot, off glass, gets it to go.
Nice catch and spin right there for Drost with the nice bank.
Moving ahead, quick three, Miranda Hughes. You talk about a player as what happened? Well, and then she comes out here and shows you what you've been waiting for all along. Johnson picks up the dribble, stuck about 25 feet away from the hoop, needs to get rid of it, eventually does, finds Kelderman, who again pestered by Hughes. Kelderman drives, leaves it for Johnson, who does eventually get it. She'll probe into the paint. Pop and a block. Drost gets it back, misses the shot. Long rebound, Drost again. She'll kick it out. Holmberg, long jumper, no good. Moritz will collect her 10th rebound. She's got a double-double, the freshman, in the first half, 12 and 10. Here's Hughes. Oskaloosa defensively going to have to try to get a stop here. It's 40-16, and we have just 16 seconds to go. 13 seconds. Hand off to Campbell. Let's see what they do here. Hughes wants it back. She gets it back. Back to Hughes. 5 on the clock. Here is Elchis. Cross-court pass. Finds an open look for Campbell for 3. No good. And that'll end the first half. I like that play design to try to get Hughes screened off Campbell. So Campbell got an open look, couldn't finish it, but Norwalk, who averages a whole 37.6 points a game, puts up a 40 spot in the first half, and Oskaloosa trailing 40-16 after one half of play. We'll be back with more when we return right after this on the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
MCG's new gigabit internet is here, and it's a real gig deal!
Connect all your devices, download an HD movie in 7 seconds.
Get unlimited use, no limits, no data caps, and no slowdown.
And stream a video with no buffering, ever.
Work, play, create, innovate with MCG Internet.
Call to get your upgrade free for 30 days.
Buffering video, spinning wheels are over!
You deserve the best, and MCG delivers.
Friday night Oski basketball games are Fan Appreciation Night. 2 fans will be randomly selected from the audience to participate in a basketball challenge. Make a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot for a chance to win over $1,000 worth of prizes. 2 chances to win every game. Don't miss Fan Appreciation Night, sponsored by MCG, Craig Ford, Penn Central Mall, and Clow Val.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust?
Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Back here live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. It's the half, 40-16, Norwalk leading Oskaloosa in girls basketball. Of course, our big matchup with two of the best boys basketball teams in the state. Undefeated Norwalk, undefeated Oskaloosa yet to come. But Norwalk averages 38 points a game, Doug. They have 40 at the break, and Shea Campbell, who came in as their leading scorer, has a whole 5. The answer to the question of where's this offense coming from, you just have to ask how they don't score more with players like Miranda Hughes on the roster. Bryn Moritz looks like one of the best freshmen I've seen in girls basketball the last couple of years. I'm very impressed with what I've seen from Norwalk so far in this game. And for Oskaloosa, the first quarter started off well, but they've really lost momentum and have had a hard time scoring the basketball since Mary Nelson had a couple of threes early in that first.
Yeah, Norwalk's getting two things. They're beating us off the dribble pretty badly, and they're finding somehow getting girls open off of screens wide open underneath for some really easy looks. So at the second quarter, they started getting the 50-50 balls, and they started getting some more rebounds. So Oskaloosa's got to hustle a little bit more. I look for us to go back to that zone to maybe try to stop that dribble drive penetration again in the second half.
Miranda Hughes leads all scorers with 13 points. We talk about what the heck happened to Miranda Hughes in basketball, and I think we both answered the question with the whole softball thing. It happens quite a bit. You notice that Oskaloosa, a few of their top softball players have stuck with it in basketball, but most of them end up just saying, I'm going to play softball, and eventually do. Well, Hughes has stayed out, Campbell has stayed out, Westfold stayed out. Those are 3 of their best softball players as well. But the development of Miranda Hughes that we thought might happen, we saw in full-fledged support after she didn't play in the first 6 minutes. She came out here and ended up scoring 13 first-half points.
Yeah, she's really athletic, and like you said, you're just surprised that her year isn't going better. She hasn't developed like when we saw her a couple of years ago. But, you bring up an interesting point, and that's multiple sport players. And I think the days of seeing girls playing 3 sports, even boys playing 3 sports, especially at the 3A level, is kind of going bye-bye. It's almost like two sports is the max that you're going to start seeing now.
And that's just because you want to try to get really good at something so you can try to, because there's so many schools that offer you athletic scholarships these days, you'd want to try to move to the next level and play the sport that you truly love. And also the schools, if they want to really truly be competitive, I need you to pick up a basketball in March. I can't have you messing around doing all sorts of other things. If you want to be good at basketball, you got to work on basketball throughout the year. By the way, leading scorer for Oskaloosa is Mary Nelson. She had 8 first quarter points.
A very nice half for her.
Yeah, and that's where she stuck at, though. But she also did a good job when she had the ball in her hands as a ball handler. So we're seeing some development in front of our eyes with Mary Nelson, just a sophomore, getting her first meaningful minutes this season at the varsity level. Also 4 points for Denberger, 2 each for Lindsay Holmberg and Ashley Drost. Also in double figures for Norwalk is the freshman Bryn Moritz. She also has 10 rebounds, 12 and 10 for her in the first half. We'll see what she can do in the second half as well. It is 40-16. Norwalk leading Oskaloosa in girls basketball. The second half will be coming on the other side of this break right here on the No Coast Network.
Dreams start early. Illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's, get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners, cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture, and find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mirachito or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
Can I get some help?
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Oskaloosa warming up. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half. You know what else, Doug? Norwalk 40 points, 2 more than their season average per game in the first half. What does Oskaloosa have to do defensively to be able to try to limit the Warriors? Because we know Oskaloosa, they only average about 28 points per game, so you're asking a lot for them to come back and even score 40 in this ball game. But at the same time, you'd like to just see the defense improve and not allow Norwalk more than 20, 25 in this second half.
Well, I think you come back with that zone, and then you communicate. And the thing about a zone is it's not, okay, I get time just to stand around here and I have this certain area. You usually play man principles in a zone and move around, communicate on cutters. And if they would play their zone a little bit better, I think they could shut Norwalk down here in the second half.
It is 40-16. Norwalk will come out with Westfold along with Campbell, Belizzi, who we didn't see a lot in the second quarter when Hughes was catching fire. Also, LaQuat is in there, and finally Hannah Elgis. So the same 5 that started the game. For Oski, it's Kelderman, Holmberg, Nelson, Denberger, and Kenzie Cook drawing the start instead of Kaylee Johnson. Oski with the basketball. They're shooting at our left hoop. Knocked out of bounds here by LaQuat, or pardon, Elgis. It'll stay down here. I guess what I'm saying is they're starting a player like Kaylee Johnson. You're hoping to see her take good care of the basketball, but she is, outside of Lindsay Holmberg, came into this game with the most turnovers on the team. And you just want to trust your ball handler. As Denberger loses the handle on this one, it dives on the floor, forces the jump ball, but it'll go to Norwalk on the possession arrow as her and Westfold mixing it up down low. And it goes back to the Warriors. There's a lot of players for these underappreciated teams in the Little Hawkeye Conference that I just like playing. I like to watch playing, and Shay Campbell fits that bill to a T. She gets the ball in the left corner. She'll have a quick trigger on the 3.
Oh, nice shot.
Right on cue, Shay Campbell buries the trio.
Yeah, good job, Emery. Way to hook her up.
Anytime. I'm a very generous man.
Oh, nice job.
Denberger, nice pass. Kelderman finds Cook on the back end. What a press break.
Keep the tape of that one and break it out every day because that was picture perfect.
What a nice pass on the run from Denberger. Gets it to Kelderman, who beautifully sets up an open look for Kenzie Cook, who finishes the play. Excellent work. Here's LaQuat outside the top of the key. Took a dribble in, gets double teamed, lost the handle, and Cook gets the steal. Gets it ahead to Holmberg. Holmberg all the way, draws the foul. How about that?
Well, not a bad start.
You're going to say the foul was a shooting foul. 2 shots coming for Holmberg. The foul is the second on Tori LaQuat. 6:53 left third quarter. It is 43-18. Oski down by 25, but you're looking for positives. Holmberg misses the first free throw. She's done a good job of getting the line at least, Doug. It's just a matter of now trying to figure out a way to make some of these shots, as she is now 2 of 7.
Those were the 2 I called.
Yeah. I didn't call either of those, but she goes 1 for 2 there. She's 3 of 8 from the line. Those make up the 3 points she has in the game. And Campbell will jog up the ball here with 6:50 to go in the third. Here's LaQuat. Campbell, and that's just a design play to get her open in the corner. Can't get the roll, though. Cook tips the rebound. Eventually, Nelson gets it from behind. It'll be a jump ball as Elgis reaches in there, and it'll go to Oskaloosa.
So the crowd's still filing in here. If you are in Oskaloosa and you're headed out to the gym, you might want to pick it up a notch because they are still filing in.
Yeah, there's not a lot of open spaces right now as Holmberg gets it to Denberger, who will dribble it closer toward Westfold. Westfold is not the active defender that Moritz showed to be in that first half. They get it to Kelderman. That's a tough pass from Nelson, but then Shea Campbell comes from behind and does what she does best, knocks that away, and a steal for the Warriors. 43-19. They have the lead and the ball does Norwalk. LaQuat. Oski in that zone. They drop it down low. They found a decent look for Elgis, but you couldn't do anything with it. Here is Belizzi, steps into a 15-footer and knocks it down.
Well, they're playing a zone, Emery, but I don't think they know what they're doing playing this zone. I don't know what they're doing.
Here's Nelson after the ball is knocked away. Nice crossover again. Loses LaQuat for a moment. And that pass a little wide, but Holmberg does a good job catching it. Top of the key. Denberger finds Kelderman. Thought about dribbling baseline. Now we'll pull it back to the top. Tries to go on the entry pass, and Westfold will get called for a reach-in foul as she reaches behind Denberger, who had good positioning, and that will be the second team foul on Norwalk here in the second half, and for Westfold, that is her first.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is Denberger is going out and guarding almost a wing when she should be staying back in the post area.
Kelderman, nice first step, gets to Cook on the right wing. Cook to Denberger on the elbow. Left open, and she eventually does shoot it, but misses wildly. Belizzi the rebound. Norwalk moving the ball up. Waits to the last moment to deliver a good pass, but unable to finish. Belizzi does get the rebound, shoots it over the outstretched arm of Denberger, and the rebound out of bounds off of the leg of Westfold, and it'll go back to Oskaloosa. And here comes Bryn Moritz, who had as good a half as we've seen a girls basketball player have this year. She'll replace Elgis. Nelson working on that press, trying to get it inbound, found Denberger. Back to Nelson. She's serving as the premier ball handler here so far in the third quarter. Holmberg gets right by her man, but misses the layup. Belizzi the rebound. Those are the kind of finishes that you hope Lindsay will be able to figure out by next year.
Well, she did a good job getting to the basket. She kind of shot it underhanded, and I don't think she really needed to shoot it underhanded.
Cook knocks this out of bounds. Kinsey Cook being very active defensively on that wing in that zone, though. Does have a steal and a couple of deflections.
Well, now they're guarding it properly. Marley needs to stay in there. Kinsey's got to go back and forth to that corner and wing.
Campbell gets a screen from Westfold, beats her man, goes all the way, leaves it for Moritz, misses the layup, gets it back, goes back up with the left, is fouled, and one.
And Marley just did not get good position on a post player there, and as the drive went past her, she was able to dump it back to the Norwalk player for the basket.
It was a good move by Campbell. She doesn't need to score. She didn't care about scoring. Moritz misses a free throw, though, and Kelderman the rebound for Oskaloosa. She's going to dribble it up, working on LaQuat. Pass it to Holmberg. Holmberg pestered by Belizzi. Draws to the score table for Oskaloosa at next dead ball. 47-19. It is Norwalk. Poked away by Moritz. She'll get credit for the steal. And again, the Warriors moving up. That's the 15th Oski turnover. Belizzi to the corner. And LaQuat, nice post-to-post pass. Cook forces a jump ball. Now, that's not her responsibility, but she does drop down in the rotation and does force the jump ball. That's good defense again by Kinsey.
Well, yeah, that was a good job. And you mentioned rotation. That is her rotation on that backside, and she did a good job of getting over there.
Yeah, you got to know which spots you need to rotate when the defense gets out of position. Inbound pass, a catch and shoot, way short. Kelderman watches it bounce out of bounds as Belizzi came up about 5 feet short. Belizzi on the season has shot it quite a bit from outside, but has only made 4 of them. She's less than a 15% shooter from outside the arc. Holmberg working on her. We'll get it in the front court. Beats her down the floor, and now we'll pull it back. Nelson back to Holmberg. I mean, Lindsay's got to have some confidence she can get by this girl if she gets a little space down low. Well, as soon as I say that, Belizzi pokes a finger in there, knocks it away. She's working on Cook all the way. Tough shot, and Cook will pick up her 4th foul. Why do I say these things? Because as soon as I said she could get by Belizzi, well, Belizzi just puts a finger in there and knocks it away right on cue, and it turns out to be a foul the other end. And Gianna Belizzi at the line for 2. Makes the first. Gianna, 5 points a game so far this year, 71% at the free throw line, just a junior. Cook, Holmberg, exit, Jennings, and Kaylee Johnson back in. I do like Jillian Jennings. I will say that. I feel like the raw skill that she has, she plays hard. She's got a nice athletic body. It's just a matter of trying to gain some of that basketball skill that you need to be good at this level. As Belizzi makes both to the line, she's got 6. Kelderman working on LaQuat, and then gets by her.
Good crossover by Emma.
And then her pass tried to be reeled on by Johnson. And for Kelderman, those are the kind of passes that when you throw behind somebody near the baseline, it's not an easy pass to reel in, and Oski will call a full timeout. Indians struggling offensively, Norwalk not. They lead at 49-19. We'll take a short break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Norwalk with a 49-19 lead in girls basketball. This is getting close to a packed house. So for those who aren't here, who are wanting to get here, and you're listening to us live on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radiokmzn.com, watching us live on MCG Channel 7, and you still want to try to get out to this particular venue for tonight's game, well, space is running out pretty quickly, so work on that. Either way, 3.5 to go in the third quarter of the girls' game prior to our massive matchup between 2 of the 5 best teams regardless in the state, no matter what poll you're looking at. Here's Moritz, post move. Hook shot, gets the roll after she hit that off the back of the rim. She's got 16. And Miranda Hughes is at the scorer's table to check back in after a stellar first half for her. Here's Holmberg. Back to the top to Johnson, high pass, no chance for Jennings to make that catch. That's what I'm talking about Johnson, the freshman, just really struggling with her ability to pass and avoid turnovers. There's a foul underneath as Morosky in. And here comes Hughes. Maybe this is what Hughes needs, is just come off the bench, be a part of the second unit, right? That's possible. We see guys in the NBA even better off the bench than they are in a starting lineup. As she replaced LaQuat.
Some players like that too. It's not about starting, it's about minutes, really.
Down low, here's Moritz. Dross does a good job closing it out, but again, Moritz uses that 6-foot frame, gets the rebound, they rotate it over. 3-point shot on the way, short from Belizzi again, and this one saved. Kept alive, but out of bounds from Lammers as she tried to corral it. Moritz has 12 rebounds to go along with her 16 points. She's a freshman. Holmberg in the front court. Megan Mormon checked in, replacing Johnson, who's struggled on the offensive end and taking care of the basketball tonight. Drost has it. Drost, her pass knocked away by Hughes, who goes into the first row trying, because why not? We're up 51-19, and this girl is coming off the bench, and she's a starter-type athlete as Jennings and Mormon exit as Johnson right back in along with Kelderman. I don't know, man. It's interesting. Some of these players we see are an enigma to me. As Holberg over to Johnson. Johnson finds Kelderman. She slices between 3 purple jerseys, finds Drost open, but she misses everything. Another rebound for Bryn Moritz.
You know, it's too bad that Emma didn't play basketball because
she'd be good.
She would be good.
Moritz cuts. Perfect pass from Hughes. And Moritz is having a game of her young career so far. Nelson dribbles it up for the Indians. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's 53-19. That pass poked away and then eventually taken away by Hughes. She's going to dribble it all the way. Nelson knocks it away from her and it goes out of bounds. It should stay with Norwalk. It does. Denberger in for Drost for the Indians. No, I say enigma is because I've seen these girls when they were younger, and in your head, Doug, like you do, you've coached a lot of youth players. Like, what is this player going to be when they're a junior and senior?
Right, you project them out.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a super expert on the development of high school athletes, especially on the girls' side. As Hughes drives with the left hand, passes it off, Morosky makes a little fade away from 10. Hughes setting up some plays, and then an easy steal. Bad pass from Nelson, and then a foul. The steal for Belizzi. Oski not taking good care of the basketball in this third quarter. 1:16 to go as we, after that last bucket, are in the running clock here. That's Nelson's second free throw, or second foul rather. No free throws here as Westfold comes in to replace Moritz. But this is what I'm saying, though, Doug, is the fact that I saw something in Miranda Hughes that I thought I was for sure that she was going to be something real special in basketball. And instead, she turned out to be a really good softball player. As she misses this shot, rebound, put back up. Morosky can't get the roll. Johnson can't quite get the rebound through contact. And Hughes to inbound here with 35 seconds left and counting in this third quarter. It's 55-19. Big lead for Norwalk as steal by Denberger on the entry pass. And then it's going to be a travel violation on Kaylee Johnson. The freshmen will learn. Jennings, Johnson, the sophomores like Nelson will learn. Even the juniors, specifically Emma Kelderman, who hasn't been out the last couple of years, they will learn. This team will figure it out. I promise you that. Do have some athletes that will be coming to join them next year, but the development of these players is going to come in these games, and that's what we're waiting for, is just to see how these players continue to work and develop each and every game of the season. Lammer's left alone right wing. She'll shoot it at the horn. Can't get it to go, and that'll end the quarter. Norwalk in good shape. They lead at 55-19. We'll take a short break and be back with the fourth after this on the No Coast Network.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Well, the house is continuing to fill up as after 8 more minutes of this game, it will be a boys basketball contest, a showdown between two of the best teams in the state of Iowa, Norwalk and Oskaloosa boys. The Norwalk girls looking strong here with a 55-19 lead over Oskaloosa. The running clock is in effect. Oski has the basketball. It is Holmberg, Cook, Denberger who shoots this shot from mid-range, short. Rebound to Morosky. It's Cook, Holmberg, Kelderman, Denberger, and Nelson for Oski. It's Lammers, Hughes, Shea Campbell out there, as there's going to be a traveling violation on Westfold along with Morosky, so those are the 5 for the Warriors. The running clock, as mentioned, will be in effect for this fourth quarter until Oskaloosa gets within 25 points. If that doesn't happen, we'll have the running clock for everything except timeouts and free throws. Holmberg walks it into the front court, gets it to Holmberg, or Denberger rather, at the volleyball line. Gives it to Nelson on the elbow. Back to Denberger. Drives with the left hand. Tough shot. Gets the roll. She's got a lot of offensive skill. It's just a matter of getting her in a spot where she can get a clean shot.
Yeah, and like we've talked about, can take some work in the offseason.
Look at Hughes. That's a tough angle, and she shoots it over Denberger and gets it to go. That's her first second half bucket. And she's got 15 in the game, which is just second to the 18 from freshman Bryn Moritz, who's looking like a monster here in this game against Oskaloosa. Here's Denberger on a nice pass from Cook. Little fadeaway, in and out. Rebound Morosky. Norwalk into the front court. Nice lead pass to Lammers from Campbell, but Lammers pulls it back. This goes to Westfold. She finds an opening, but Denberger forces a bad shot. The rebound went to Morosky, or yes, Morosky. Campbell misses the shot, and this will be a foul. And I believe it'll be on Westfold or Morosky.
I think it's on
Nelson.
Nelson.
It is Nelson.
Yeah.
Mary Nelson for Oskaloosa picks up the foul.
Good effort, though. She was boxed out. At least she made a good effort to try to knock the ball away.
Just over 6 minutes to play. Hughes cut. Campbell cut the other way. Had a little bit of space. Instead, will drive, left-handed layup, around and out, no good. And a foul this time on Norwalk. It'll go the other way. This one will be on the freshly entered Kennedy Wright, a 5'9" junior, who just entered for the first time. Campbell will exit probably for the last time in this game. She only has 8 points, but she had 5 steals, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And a lot more plays defensively. You can just tell she loves to play defense. As Denberger drives on right, off the heel of the rim. And after the miss, it is Morosky with the rebound. Here comes Hughes. She just looks gigantic out there when she's dribbling the basketball. There's a bad pass from Lammers, out of bounds. I mean, she was like 5'8" as a sophomore, and I could tell, well, this is going to be a tall player, and she was playing a guard position, kind of like we're seeing here. She's more of a wing now, but she was handling the ball an awful lot along with Campbell a couple of years ago. But now at 6 feet, the way she dribbles the basketball, she looks like she's bigger than everybody out there. Is nice little hook shot off the glass, no good though. As Denberger can't get the roll off the rim. Hughes collects the rebound, pestered in the backcourt, and eventually I believe Holmberg's going to get called for the foul. There's a nice influx, even though Norwalk's going to only have their 4th win of the season here in their first win in conference play. You can see the influx from the senior leaders who have been a part of this program for a while, and some of this youth, the Moritz and the Lammers, that we've seen so far. And they got plenty of juniors to utilize as well that we've seen. As Hughes drives, pulls up from 8, misses off the back rim. Marley Denberger rebounds for Oskaloosa. Here's Holmberg on the drive through 3 players, gets the floater to fall, and she'll go to the line for 1 more.
Yeah, nice shot there by Lindsay. Got fouled on a little floater.
The touch improving for her.
I kind of like. She's going to make this one.
She's going to make this one, he says. It's on the way. You're unbelievable. Nothing but the bottom for Holmberg. She's got 6. That was her first basket, by the way. Everything else come at the free throw line. As knocked out of bounds by Oskaloosa on the inbound pass.
You know, I think it's fantastic, all these people showing up. It's, it'd be easy on a cold night to stay home and watch or listen to us, but Oskaloosa coming out in force tonight as the gym is almost full.
Down the other way, right. A great catch on a pass from Lammers, and she lays it in for her first 2 of the game. That was a one-handed catch on the run with Denberger right on her back. Holmberg has this poked away by Elgis. And then Belizzi somehow stays inbounds. Lost the handle, though. Goes on the floor. This will be probably a jump ball. It is. It goes to Norwalk. Dross into the game for Oskaloosa. Denberger will hit the bench. Lammers, Belizzi, Elgis, Wright, and Morosky are the 5 for Norwalk. It is Kinsey Cook, Kelderman, Holmberg, Dross, and Nelson for Oskaloosa. Morosky, the inbound, hands it off to Lammers, who's guarded by Cook. 2:45 left with the clock ticking in the running clock. 59-24, Norwalk, the big advantage, leading it by 35 points. Handoff from Lammers to Elgis. A couple more players at the scores table. Morosky going from high post to low post, but eventually it's knocked away as Wright couldn't handle the pass. Drost gets credit for her steal, her first of the game. 9th turnover for Norwalk, but Oski has committed 22. Kelderman passes over to Holmberg, well outside the arc by the volleyball line. Passes to Cook, who dribbles with the left hand, has it knocked away by Belizzi, gets it back. Kelderman in through the hands of Holmberg. Belizzi on the run with the steal. Racing Nelson all the way, left it short, and Kelderman the rebound. And then a foul in the backcourt. That'll be the 5th team foul on Norwalk. Going to get a varsity debut here for Oskaloosa. For the first time this season, Amanda Fay, who we see an awful lot at the JV level, a 5'11 freshman, still developing some of her basketball skills. She's into the game. Also, Ellie Wormerskirken. Say that 5 times fast. She's out there for Norwalk, along with Lauren Bice, a sophomore.
I'm glad she got in the game so you could showcase your verbal skills.
Missed by Faye. Rebound and putback for Mary Nelson, and she's fouled. Nelson's first bucket since the first half, where she hit 8 points in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. And she'll go to the free throw line for one more here as Oskaloosa trying to finish with some momentum. The foul was whistled on the 5'8 sophomore, Ellie Wormerskirken. Nelson can't get the roll on the rebound. Faye gets a nice rebound and puts it in for her first varsity points. Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, at 5'11", the freshman's got some high hopes.
She needs to drop below the ball, though, on defense.
56 seconds and counting. It's 59-28. Oskaloosa doing what they can to, as here's a pass. Wormerskirken pulls up from 8. Wormerskirken for 2. Off a pass from Lauren Bice.
Good help by Faye on the defensive end there.
Over to Nelson, pulls up, left wing 3, just short. Drost saves it inbounds. Who's going to get it, though? Eventually Holmberg. And then she loses it. It's on the deck. Wormerskirken on top of her.
You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah, Holmberg, that was an awkward spot for her.
I saw Weeb Goodike one night lose a tooth and literally take it over to the bench like that. Somebody fell on his head, and then he was right back in the game.
Here's Holmberg. There's 9 seconds left as the running clock has continued to roll. Here's Drost. Catch, shoot. Good.
Nice shot.
And that'll do it. Good way to finish the game, though. Oskaloosa did come on a little bit in that fourth quarter, although they lose by 31 to Norwalk, 61-30. Some things, at least late, Doug, that they can take and have positive feelings about.
Yeah, they had some bright spots there towards the end. They did have some possessions where they moved the ball around well, and they're just going to have to keep working at it.
And I told you they'd like to keep it within 20 to 25. They only allowed 21 points in the second half, while they themselves ended up scoring 14. So they did a better job defensively, but the offense is still going to have to come around as Oskaloosa continues to try to work their way to respectability within this very difficult Little Hawkeye Conference, as the Oski boys have come out onto the floor to a rousing ovation from the big crowd here at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will give you a recap on the girls' game, get you set for the boys' game after this on the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Holding, number 79, defense, first down. I'm also holding a party tonight.
Great call by the official. Looks like we've got another flag on the field.
Holding. A Pepsi. Necessary refreshment.
Hey, Ted, bring some of that Pepsi to my party.
Pepsi and the NFL. Welcome to the Fun Doesn't End Zone.
Layton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Layton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Layton State Bank, serving you from Layton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Welcome back in. We are live here from Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. Girls game is a final by the final score of 61-30. Norwalk moves to 4-6 on the season, Doug. 1-4 now in the Little Hawkeye. Oskaloosa 0-9 and 0-5 in Little Hawkeye play. We saw some positives from Oskaloosa, but I honestly cannot imagine how Norwalk has just won their first conference game. I know there's some good teams in this conference, but there's some legitimate talent that they can tap into now with some of these young freshmen, including Bryn Moritz, who went off for 18 points, 13 rebounds. I really liked what she brought to the table tonight for the Warriors.
Yeah, she had an excellent game. She had a double-double, at halftime there, as you mentioned, and we talked about it. If she develops as a player over the years, she could be one to watch here in another year or two and being a factor in the Little Hawkeye Conference.
Oskaloosa was led in scoring by Mary Nelson, who scored 8 of her 10 points in the first quarter. But Oskaloosa, in the middle two quarters, struggled to score the basketball, only 7 total points. But defensively, they kind of tightened up toward the end of the game, which was nice to see. We saw Ashley Draws get a couple of buckets. There's a lot that can be taken away from different games, and you have to try, in a season you knew it was going to be tough for you to win a lot of games if you're Oskaloosa. It was important to try to find any positive you can. What are some positives Coach J.C. White and her staff are going to be trying to pull away from this one?
Well, I think the turnovers were down. They were. For the most part. They were probably 15 below what they usually have. So that's a good thing. There are bright spots. I mean, sometimes you see a girl just catch the ball on the run, turn and shoot. They don't hesitate, and it looks like they're not thinking about it. It just has to become more natural for them, and that's just going to take repetition.
Oskaloosa also moving into their next game against the North Mahaska team that, you're saying North Mahaska, that little tiny school that's a speck on the map 10 minutes north. It's going to be tougher tomorrow for this team because North Mahaska can shoot the ball out of the gym. They can do a little bit of everything. They're a good defensive team. They like to press. They like to run fast. Oskaloosa, what do they have to do to try to get themselves ready for that stiff test tomorrow?
Well, just play hard. That's not going to be pretty, Emery. Well, let's not fool ourselves here.
That's a third-ranked team in Class 1A.
That's a third-ranked team, and they're going to get after you, ball pressure, and they're going to try to force a lot of turnovers. So Oski's just got to bounce back, come out here tomorrow night and do their best. But North Mahaska's probably not going to have much mercy on the big sister.
Big sister, indeed. We'll see what happens there. We're expecting Coach J.C. White to join us for an interview sometime here in between games or during halftime of the boys' game. But for right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to shift on over to the boys' side. Oskaloosa and Norwalk, any poll you look at in the state of Iowa, they are 2 of the 5 best in the state in Class 3A. They are undefeated. One of them will not be by the end of tonight. We'll come back with a preview of that one when we return after this on the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
MCG's new gigabit internet is here, and it's a real gig deal!
Connect all your devices, download an HD movie in 7 seconds.
Get unlimited use, no limits, no data caps, and no slowdown.
And stream a video with no buffering, ever.
Work, play, create, innovate with MCG internet.
Call to get your upgrade free for 30 days.
Buffering video, spinning wheels are over!
You deserve the best, and MCG delivers.
Friday night Oski basketball games are Fan Appreciation Night. 2 fans will be randomly selected from the audience to participate in a basketball challenge. Make a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot for a chance to win over $1,000 worth of prizes. 2 chances to win every game. Don't miss Fan Appreciation Night, sponsored by MCG, Craig Ford, Penn Central Mall, and Clow Valve.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the do.
Can I get some help?
So happy. Oh.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Back here live, it's the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. I mentioned it earlier, I'll say it again. For boys basketball, this is the high school basketball capital of the state of Iowa tonight. Everybody who's anybody in the media, we have people from all over the place here, including college coaches trying to scout some of these kids. Players like Luke Vasky and Jared Cruz have yet to say where they're going to college. They are seniors, so the race to get them right at the end of their availability is on. Of course, we have some fantastic young players like Bowen Bourne for the Warriors, along with Cole Henry, Xavier Foster, and company for Oskaloosa. This is going to be a big game on a lot of fronts, but the most important thing you need to know, 8-0 Norwalk, 9-0 Oskaloosa, top 5 teams in every bit of the words that you could possibly say for both sides. In Class 3A, state championship contending teams. This game is going to go a long way into kind of figuring out what people think about these two teams. And we're going to learn a lot about these teams tonight as well.
Well, we are, Emery, and this is going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting to see. Both teams like to get up and down the floor and run a little bit, but I think the key to this game tonight is going to be who executes their half-court offense the best. The athleticism on both teams might control the game and not allow a lot of run-outs. Norwalk likes to pressure on defense, get some turnovers, and get their running game going. Oskaloosa will take it right out of the basket or right off the board, and away they go. So it's going to be interesting to see if one team if they can get their running game going, but if they don't, who can execute in a half-court offense.
This backcourt Norwalk has is about as big a matchup nightmare as you can possibly think of, because Oskaloosa, although they do have a lot of pieces that move around offensively, defensively in the backcourt, nobody's as versatile on the offensive side of the ball in the backcourt than Luke Vasky, the senior, and sophomore Bowen Bourne. They are a matchup nightmare for everyone they play, and Oskaloosa will be no different tonight.
Yeah, Bourne gave us big-time problems last year in the first game over there. We was able to adjust to some things that he likes to do. For instance, he likes to go to his left and shoot a little runner, so we concentrated on taking that away in the second game, which Oskaloosa kind of ran away with last year. Vasky has been around for 3 or 4 years. My son Tanner has guarded him every game, so he knows him well. He's done a pretty good job on him. They're going to try to pick him up a little bit higher. I think he leads the state in assists, and he's a heck of a player.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll be joined by the Oskaloosa girls basketball coach to wrap up our coverage of that game. JC White on her way after this on the No Coast Network.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Oskaloosa up. I'm currently being joined up here in the press box by JC White. Coach, the game didn't necessarily go scoreboard-wise the way you did. I was actually impressed with some of the young pieces that Norwalk has, but what did you see positive-wise that you talked about to the girls in the locker room?
We talked about just glimpses of really good press break. I mean, there was one in the third quarter, fourth quarter that was just textbook press break, and we keep telling the girls, you do it at times and you're capable, and you've got to play with that confidence night in and night out. And for us, I mean, it's a lot of lack of experience right now, but I think that confidence is going to come, and we're going to get it figured out.
You did take care of the basketball as a team a little bit more, but I saw a lot of different players kind of getting into the rotation tonight as you were trying to find what worked best. What is going to be the plan moving forward for this team this season as you try to iron out whatever issues that you've had to take care of the basketball?
Right now, we've just got to be consistent with taking care of the basketball. There's glimpses of it where we'll go a 2-3 minute stretch. We've got to go an entire game of taking care of the basketball, because where we're losing games right now is those 3 or 4 minute stretches of just throwing the ball all over the place. And again, that's kind of an experience thing, and I think that's going to come for us.
This team is going to get there, Coach. We appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. What do you think about the Warhawks, and what are your game plan against them? Because they can do about everything well.
Yep, we just got to play hard. Come on, play hard and compete.
Coach JC White, fantastic work, Coach. And we know this team is going to turn it around as the experience comes. It's your first year. And we'll see you next Tuesday against Pella. And good luck tomorrow against North Mahaska.
This has been Oskaloosa Indians basketball action on the No Coast Network.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Cloud Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxfort's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug.
This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.